It's funny when I tell people that I'm a stuntman, a lot of them think that it's just reckless guys trying to get hurt or showing off and not having much skill more than gusto and balls and machoism. It's really not. You have to be very calculated. Stuntmen are kind of expendable in a sense where if you need a lot of people to fall down and look like they get hurt, you're going to want to hire a stuntman because they're going to be able to do it over and over and over again without actually getting hurt. So most recently, I got to work on Baby Driver, where I doubled Ansel Elgort, did all his free-running scenes throughout the car chases. They had a cop car drive straight at me, and I got to run on top of the hood, plant my hand on top of the cop lights, and then kind of vault over the car. We did that one probably 10 plus takes. They wanted it kind of messy, so that's another part. Like I didn't get to land on my feet on the other end. I had to kind of jump over it and then kind of just land on my side and roll out. It was real difficult, but fun, because the restrictions were we're in a parking garage, so I couldn't jump very high. I had to stay very low and just enough to skim over top of the cop car to land on the other side. And just having a car driving right at you and you just running full speed to vault over it, that's just one of those things that you don't really get to do in real life. And to actually be able to do that was amazing. I'm so glad Edgar threw that in there in the film. So pretty much stunts are all fake to an extent. When I say that, I mean that when you see someone get punched, they're not really getting punched. You know, we always keep it a distance here with getting hit over here, so it looks like you do the same reaction, but I'm not hitting myself, you know? So we can continue to do it over and over. So in that way it's fake. A lot of the fighting is all choreographed, but you are falling. Let's say you are taking reaction and you are falling on the ground and you are hitting the ground, so that's not faked, but you can also hide mats to enable you to do it over and over again without getting hurt as much. This is my career. Like I said, I've been doing it for 10 years now, and I want to keep doing it for another 10 years. And in order to do that, I have to make sure that I train in a way that keeps my body strong, that can withstand the impacts, and that each jump I'm doing, I know that there's a level of risk, but a risk that I'm able to minimize due to my training and preparation for all of the skills. I wouldn't have been able to be a stuntman without my training in gymnastics, and then I found out about parkour, and that alone has allowed me to excel in the stunt and have a specialty that at the time weren't many people doing. Everybody used to call it like parkour is A to B, but really when you break it down, parkour is using your body to move through an environment, creating physical challenges that you try to complete. And so basically, parkour is finding a space or any space and really just moving through it with your body. And there's specific techniques like vaulting and jumping and quadrupedal movement that you'll use to traverse through a space. But your goal is really just movement through any space and becoming the most adaptable athlete. So when you're faced with any environment, you as an athlete, as a parkour athlete, should feel comfortable and confident that you can move through that space with your skill set. It's all about really finding the limits of your body and what you're truly capable of. I've done a lot of parkour stunts. One was doubling Paul Walker on Fast 5, and we were in Puerto Rico and we had to run off the one rooftop of the favelas and jump about 30 feet down into another rooftop and just crash through it. And this one was fun. It was just out of the limit of being able to do it physically. Like, you probably could do it, but you would probably wreck yourself even if they had mats. So we did have a line attached to me and the other girl. So we had to run, hold hands, and we had our high line that would be able to decelerate us enough so we didn't break our legs crashing through the roof. And just to have that feeling of just feeling like you have superpowers, right? Because you're just doing this huge jump and then you just crash into the floor, but having that moment of just jumping with someone else, free falling through the air, was just an amazing feeling, and it looked great. It came out great on the film. It's been a fun journey. I really love stunts, and like I got fortunate because I fell in love with stunts and parkour, and those have been two of my passions. And then I moved out, to LA. That's how I've been able to make my career, is through parkour and stunts, because my first big job was doubling Adam Sandler because he wanted a parkour double and they couldn't find any parkour doubles at the time. So they just used me, which I was a terrible double, but you can be terrible and still double someone because sometimes it comes down just to the performance. As stuntman, you're not trying to take any glory away from an actor or anything like that. You're trying to make the film the best it can be. And you just want the performance to look as good as it can be. And that's what we're here to do, is just to help elevate the level of performance.